So, doing portraits of my dog, it's not easy, not hard, but it's a very complicated one. So, sometimes there are times where I actually enjoy photographing my dog. I think it's just as a way to document everything I get to do with her or spend time with, such as getting snacks or going out for coffee or even on Luna's end, it's a very transactional thing, as in she gets rewarded for it. Oh, and I wanted to turn my head around to see if I caught her attention, but I don't think she did. But that's no big deal. Nonetheless, she's kind of camera shy, but in the end, rewarding can work out in her favor. So today, we're gonna do some portraits of my favorite little fluff of hair, Luna. Let's begin, shall we? And and if you haven't, please comment, like, and subscribe below. Thank you. Let's begin, shall we?
So, when I try to take photos of Luna, she does get a little antsy, but then she's also a little camera shy. So usually what I try to do, like right now, she's a little just like not too coordinated. And I had to motivate her with some food. Sometimes toys work, but they don't work anymore. However, food does do the trick now. And right now she's still cooperating, but gets a little eager because it's like I just want the food. I don't want to get my picture taken. I just want my food. And that's how she usually reacts to it. And but in the end, it actually turned out pretty decent. This photo of my favorite little girl who is looking at my right hand. So me and Luna decided we're gonna go outside and get some photos of her,
Come on, girl.
and obviously just sniffing around, doing
You
her
like the bushes?
typical dog stuff. But this one is another behind the scenes where she actually slowly cooperates, but I had to do it while she was looking away. I had to lure her with some food. And obviously,
Hey,
this is coming up as like
hey, want a treat? Hey,
one of my
look.
favorites soon. I'll tell you when it's there. But she obviously had to give her some kind of reward just so she'll cooperate with me or like follow the camera, which she'll not do because obviously she is stubborn. Okay, now let her eat. But obviously, I did get a photo of her in this angle. Not this one. Yeah, it's close. But then obviously, this is still my favorite of her when she's just staring at me like, oh, a little happy and whatnot.
Guess what, girl?
And most of the ones
You?
I've had to do while walking with her, since she's very camera shy, have been very candid, as it's really hard to plan out when she will want to pose, which obviously
Hey.
the word pose isn't really an existing word in
What
her
do you see?
vocabulary, except for that she gets some kind of reward out of it. So that's really about how I
Hey, guess what? You want a
take
treat?
photos of my dog.
Oh, no.
Besides that,
Look.
I'll have some
Hey.
more. Another photo will be coming up shortly of Luna and this behind the scenes of her. Just very candid. No, it wasn't really planned at all, which is this is a decent one too of her where she's staring off at the end of the street. And then this is where I tried to get her to pose in front of a bush of box tree or a box tree bush. I have no idea what they're called. I'm not a gardener. If you know what they are, please comment down below. But she would not cooperate at all, so she's just gonna sniff it
Luna.
and just like, who
Sit.
cares?
Sit.
But
Hey,
I get a
Luna.
better one of her
Lou.
of another candid shot soon, where because behind us is like a little bit of is like a dock or whatever, and right around there is where she's just like, oh, I'm just gonna stare off. And she'll stare for a second, but obviously she will not look at me when I'm. She's just too distracted. I think I'm just seeing what's around her. But I get my camera out because I thought, oh look, I like the image of it, the scenery around it, and I think it made her look good, even though she wouldn't look at the camera. And this is the result, but I do wish I changed the color a little more. And obviously now the major major reward, which is, of course, a pub cup just for simply cooperating with me. And obviously, this is like one of the reasons I'll get her. She'll come out for is like her incentive to come out.
So, since I filmed this about a day ago, I have to say that Luna is a good model when she chooses to be. Nonetheless, I hope to present you with more photos of her in the future. And if you like the video, hope you like, comment, subscribe, and thank you. Peace.